kind of go back to your life, your past. You know, you have a master's degree in social work. But let's kind of go back before you got on these degrees, how God really blessed you.
Well, I too, like Lawrence, I had what I know today is the gift of being raised in church. I was raised in two churches, the Baptist church and the Catholic church. And because of that, I just have always known that the Lord was bigger than anything that I could describe, and I've just always known that I could call on Him no matter what was going on. I grew up in church, so I learned a lot about right and wrong and what to do and what not to do. But, you know, I took my life into my own hands as I got older, went out there and, you know, clubbing and bar hopping and, you know, you name it. I opened the club up and closed it, you know. I was one of those kind of people. And, you know, ended up, every place that I lived, at some point became drug infested and, you know, went through my trials and tribulations there and, you know, started off like, you know, everything was peachy creamy. I was, you know, I had arrived, so I thought. And, you know, drugs are very tricky. They will tell you everything is A-okay when you start, but one day you will look at yourself in the mirror and you won't even recognize yourself. And that was the best that drugs and alcohol could do for me. But because I had been raised in the church, I knew to ask God to help me. I knew to say, please don't let me die like this. And as a result of that, I ended up in a treatment program. And from that program, I was able to kind of, I was like a broken arm. And the program was like a cast on me. So that I could start this process that I still live in today. And through that process, you know, I'd always wanted to go to college. I just couldn't sit down long enough to go. And so through my recovery process, I went back to school and got hooked on school, you know, school books and classes and lectures and raising my hand and, you know, was an adult in school. I was what you call a reentry student, so I was raising my kids while I was going to school. And, you know, I just knew to surrender to God's will where school was concerned. And through that surrender, 8 years later, I completed a master's degree in social work.